Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. My name's Tony, this is the 15-Minute Gamer, and today I'm back with another review. This is VLADiK Brutal, a solo dev indie FPS that hit Steam last year by Brutal Software. I know I'm late to the party on this one, but I'm finally checking it out, and it costs just under a tenner. So what is VLADiK Brutal? Well, you're Vlad, an ex-con in a fictional East European post-Soviet style country under a harsh regime. The ruler is paranoid, people are monitored via chips in their neck, everybody wears standardized clothing with numbers, there's a big research center out there and it uses prisoners for dirty experiments. Vlad ends up being pulled into this after being assigned to the innovation center. Things go sideways very quick, mutants, soldiers, betrayals, and you end up fighting to bring down the dictator and free the people. The tone is dystopian, grim, and brutal. There's loads of violence, gore, and oppressive atmosphere. Let's move on to gameplay. You'll be fighting waves of enemies, soldiers, mutants, experimental creatures. The combat is first-person shooter with realistic aiming and recoil. There's real weight in them guns. There's dismemberment, there's gore, there's damage. Enemies do vary as well. You got snipers, riot units, melee mutants. The gunplay is really satisfying. The weapons feel distinct. The recoil and damage feedback is pretty solid as well. However, I will say the AI is pretty simple. Most enemies just run at you or use predictable patterns. There's not much in the way of like flanking going on or anything like that. Bosses are also a tad underwhelming. They kind of lack any phases and their patterns are quite limited. But again, it's made by a solo developer, so you're going to expect that sort of thing. Between fights, there's lots of walking around, there's prison interiors, tunnels, research facilities, external areas, there's side areas, secrets, and puzzles. Puzzles tend to be like pull levers, find items, trigger devices in the right order, jump into something, platforming in parts. You also drive as well via a ladder in some segments. The environments are pretty well built. The art direction is also strong. The locations are varied enough. You know, you got your secrets and Easter eggs to find as well, so you do get rewarded for exploring. Puzzles are simple and do provide a little bit of a break from the shooting. They don't hold your hand at all. There's no like glowing box or someone in your ear telling you what to do. Sometimes I did actually have to look at a guide to find out what I was supposed to do next. You have 12 types of weapons. Some have alternative fire modes. You collect ammo, health, resources from enemies and breakable objects. There's no like RPG skill tree or anything here. You just get better gear as you progress through the game. As I said, the weapon feel is pretty good, and to be fair, I did enjoy going back to older weapons. Like once I got past the pistol, it wasn't a case like I never went back to the pistol. I would still use it, I just would have liked a little bit of an upgrade or skill progression on the weapons, but apart from that, the weapons were a lot of fun to use. To complete this game, it's going to take you around about 8 to 10 hours, which I say for an FPS is absolutely perfect. When it's over that, most tend to run out of ideas. You know, for the price, £1 per 1 hour of entertainment is absolutely perfect. There's lots of content in here, secrets, bosses and enemies to kill. It maybe outstays its welcome a tad towards the end, but the journey's well worth it. However, I will say that once you've finished the game, there's very little to bring you back. And that's because of like the linear structure. There's no big branching or any RPG or decisions to make. Visually and audio wise, I would say this game does punch above what you'd expect from a single developer in most ways. The environments are well done, the textures, the light and the models are solid, the enemy design is pretty good as well. It's got a real portrayal of that gloomy, oppressive, dystopian East European aesthetic, works really well in this game. You know, some of the interiors look nice, and also the outside areas just look just as good. Sound effects are pretty decent, there's gunfire, ambient noises, monster growls, all contribute to that immersive feel. But the voice acting is pretty weak. There's a lot of translation issues going on and some stiff delivery. Subtitles can also be a little bit out of sync and say the wrong things. So is this game worth your time and money? Well, if you're a fan of old school hardcore FPS shooters, then I think you'll like it. This gives a lot of bang for not much buck. The solo dev has done a really impressive job in most areas, atmosphere, gun feel and visual style. But if you're someone who wants a tight narrative, polished voice acting, clever AIs, big replay hooks, you might be left wanting when you're playing this game. I would give it a pretty solid 7.5 out of 10, 7 to 7.5 out of 10. And for this price, I'd recommend it to shooter fans, especially those who like classics like Half-Life, Wolfenstein and stuff like that. And if you can catch it on sale, which it is quite often, even better. Right, that's all I've got to say on this one. Catch us all later. Goodbye.